Shenanigans and BrutusMonroe. And I was thinking in my brain about crafty shenanigans because that's what we like to do here on Fridays. So anyway, I have something really fun planned for tonight, and I'm really excited to share it with you. I'm going to go ahead and get started here in a minute. I'm going to give us just a minute more to get a couple more people on, but hopefully you enjoy what I have planned for tonight. Okay, well, should we just get started, Darren?
Go for it.
Okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera view. Oops, it has to go this way. Let me know if I'm going the right direction.
Tip it down towards you a little bit.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm just moving the cord because my phone is charging so it doesn't interfere.
There you go, perfect.
Okay. All right. You'll have to let me know as people come on. I can't see. So tonight we're going to be working with the die of the month, which is the Cozy Holiday.
Kathy says hi.
Who did?
Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. How are you doing? We're going to be working with the Cozy Holiday cutting dies tonight. And I'm just going to show you really quick kind of what's in this die set. So you can kind of see, I just set them all out so you could kind of see how they go together. So you've got your cups, you've got your little rims. Hi, Donna. These are just kind of the little, this little piece here. And then you've got these other little, what's the word for it? Just kind of shine marks, highlights for the handles. You've got both pieces for your candy cane. You've got a shadow piece as well as your sentiment for both the Merry Christmas and the Ho Ho Ho, which you can see here on the, what do you call this? Envelope. I'm having one of those days. You've got both pieces to the larger marshmallows and the smaller marshmallows. And you've got your whipped cream. You've got your tree. You've got your snowflake. You've got your little pieces of steam. And then you've got your holly and your holly berries. What was that?
Shweta says hi.
Hi, Shweta. How are you tonight? So I am just going to go ahead and clear up my desk a little bit and put all of these away. But I wanted you to see what the dies look like before. I actually have already die cut everything just to save a little bit of time, so we had more time to assemble and do some fun things. But
What a nice die set.
isn't this a fun one? I like this die set too. It's a really good one. I've been waiting for this one to come out because I was pretty excited about it. Okay. Now, and I should point out, I didn't point out before, but I can show you when we've got the dies in our hands too. But you can use the holly, you can use the snowflake, and you can use the tree all interchangeably on the, you can use them on the mugs or you can use them for other things, which is kind of fun. Okay. So tonight, I'm going to move this out of the way.
Ask what the ribbon set is you have inside.
What?
Shweta asked what the ribbon set is you have on the side.
The ribbon set? Oh, this one right here? I can't see that. My tablet isn't charged for some reason. So, well, I know the reason, but we won't go there. Anyway, so I can't see exactly where you can see. Tell me, Darren, kind of where my...
You're perfect. Right there.
Okay. So can you see right this hand?
That's center.
The bow is center?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And can you see both sides of the glass mat?
I can see the white part and the purple mat.
All the way to the end of the white part?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I just needed to know. Okay, so this set right here, Shweta, is the birthday box die set. So it has this cute little gift card holder, and then you've got a stitched bow, and then you've got the regular bow that, and then you've got the little tail, and then you've got a mini bow. So all really fun, but we'll get into that in just a second. But yeah, that's what that bow is. Okay, so what I thought we would make tonight, I just saw these cute little envelopes of hot chocolate, and I thought they were so cute, and I thought, how perfect is this for like my son to take to his friends at school. And if you wanted to make your gift a little bit more deluxe, we're going to make a treat topper for these. But you could put these in with a set of mugs. It'd be really cute for a new couple. If you want to do a whole family, you could put them with a s'mores kit. There's all kinds of fun things you can do. But you could also use just the little envelopes, and you could just modify the design that we'll do tonight to fit a little envelope packet of the hot chocolate. But I thought these were kind of cute. I liked the little boxes. So we're going to make treat toppers for those. So I am a big fan of keeping things easy to remember and simple. So I just cut a piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of red and of green, and just cut them at lengthwise, obviously, at 4 1/4. And that actually fits really well. This one's white, but you can still see how it's going to fit. So that's it for that part. Super simple, and it's just a nice way to not waste your paper and just be able to, especially if you're making several, it's nice to be able to do it where everything's simple to remember. So now we're going to fold these. I was going to get my, yeah. So I'll just grab this. I always just keep the scoring blade on this because I'm not really great with any of the score tools. I have some sort of scoring disability. I don't know what it is, but I use this blade just because it makes it easier for me. And, oh, thanks. So we're going to do this at 7 inches. And we'll do it again at 7 inches. Okay. So now I cut these little pieces are, I can't remember. I think they're 6 inches. They are 6 inches by, yeah, I gotta go over one. 3 3/4. Okay. And I made them, I usually go just 1/4 inch in, but with these, I went in a little deeper because I wanted more of the, more of a frame. So let's go ahead and fold these so we can kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. So I always love to use a crease tool when I'm doing any kind of folding. It just makes such a neater line.
The last 2 inches on that purple mat to the left we can't see.
That's okay. I probably won't really do anything over there, but I appreciate you letting me know. All right, so we've got our bases ready to go. So now we're going to do some stenciling. So I have to tell you that some of my favorite stencils are the ones that came out last month. I reach for them again and again, and I just like the fact that the patterns are fairly simple so that they can go, I can have a background and have some texture, but I can make whatever I want that's in the front be the star of the show. And so that's what we're going to do today. Let's just use a little bit of pixie spray because this one tends to move around a little bit because we've got those awesome skinny lines. So I'm just going to get that on here. And it will have just a little bit of a border on the top and the bottom, which is just fine. But because of that, you want to be kind of careful that you put it on fairly straight. And we'll do...
When I said I totally agree with the stencils, I find myself using them a lot too.
Yeah, stencils are awesome. And these are fun ones, aren't they? I'm glad you like them too, Shweta. I thought we should get something like that. That's simple in the background. Okay, so now we're going to use Bee Sting. This is Simon Hurley ink. And you can go as heavy or as light as you want. Looks like I need a little bit more pixie spray. You know what I'm going to do? On this one, I forgot to tell you this. I find it easier to just go... I usually, when I'm blending, I usually go in a circle. But on this one, because it is those skinny lines and they do move a little bit because we've got them so nice and thin, that it's easier just to slide it across. And, you know, it's okay. A lot of it's going to be covered, so I'm not freaking out a little bit. I'm kind of going fast. If you're careful and you start on the edge, you won't get smudge marks like the one I did. The reason why that happened is because I started right there in the middle. So if you don't want any smudge marks, start off of the paper a little bit and slide your way across. I'm really not too worried about it because, like I said, it'll get covered anyway. How is everyone doing? Is everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving? We've just got Benji and Darren and I, and so I said, you know, I really don't want to make a big old dinner. And to be honest, we're not big turkey fans, so I mean, it's okay once in a while, but it always goes to waste because nobody is really excited about it. So we are just getting our dinner and bringing it back, eating at home, which is great with me. Do you guys host Thanksgiving? Do you go to somebody's house? What's going on with everybody in Thanksgiving? Y'all are quiet tonight.
Donna said I'll finish watching later. Take off of there.
All right, Donna. Thinking about you, my friend.
What is visiting friends in upstate New York?
Ooh, that sounds like fun. So you're having Friendsgiving. What was that?
Tina said hi.
Hi, Tina. How are you doing? We're just discussing Thanksgiving plans. I'm kind of liking this. I've got it kind of, it's not all even. If I really want it to be, I can keep going, but I kind of like that it's got kind of a graduated, you can just see there's just kind of varying degrees of depth. That was really calming, really soothing to do that. Do you guys like to ink blend for that? I think it's very calming. Okay, so we've got our first panel, and we'll put that on the green card. And then I'm going to go ahead and just quickly, I'll clean the stencil later, but I'll do this right now. What was that?
Tina said it's just her for Thanksgiving.
Well, Tina, if you lived closer to me, I'd say pop on over.
Dad's going to his son's for Turkey Day. And she's bringing dessert.
Oh, that's the best. That's my speed, is to bring dessert and let somebody else take care of the fancy stuff. I'm not the best cook. I'm an okay cook, but I'm not an amazing cook. I'm a better baker than I am cook. Okay, let's move. I just want to move this out of the way so I don't get it on anything I don't want it on. Oh, actually, I'm going to need that again. Okay, so while I've got my ink out, I'm going to take one of our mugs, which this is cut out of our Winter Weaves paper. I'll show you that really quick.
Tina said you should have moved to North Carolina.
You know, there's lots of housing in Texas. Good prices, too. Come on over, Tina. I'm not moving again for a long time. I've had enough of moving. So, I like to just elevate my die cuts a little bit. And so I think it's fun. First of all, I thought it was fun to cut it out of the pattern paper just to give us a little bit more interest. And then I just like to put a little bit of, I feel like when I put a little bit of ink around it, that it softens those harder lines and just kind of makes it look, you know how die cuts just can be kind of stark? I like that it softens them up a little bit. So we've got this one all ready to go.
Said she's making apple cider donut cake for dessert.
Who's making apple cider donut cake?
She's never made it before, so we'll see, she said.
Who's making that?
What?
Sweta, I want some of that. That sounds great. I bet it'll be delicious. If you cook anything like you make cards, everybody's in for a treat. Okay, so now I am going to spray our circle.
Gabby's bringing Death by Chocolate.
Oh my gosh. Well, the title alone has me intrigued. Death by Chocolate. Can't be anything wrong with that.
Tina asked if this is the die of the month.
This is the die of the month, Tina. It's called Cozy Holidays. And I should mention Darren is putting up all of the links. So you'll be able to see all of the things that we used tonight. Have you guys been taking advantage of the doorbusters? There are so many fun doorbusters going on. I've already made like 3 orders this week, I think. Just when I think I've got it all, I just see something else I have to have. I had to get one of those sweatshirts. I'm dying for one of those. So that was one of my purchases.
Sweet dies is $5 right now.
And Simply Sweet dies. Yes, they are. That's my favorite die set, I have to admit. And it is on sale right now for like $5. So definitely check that out. If you've had it on your wish list, or if you have seen me use it, I use it a lot. We're using it tonight, in fact. So now is a great time to purchase that. And this is Fake Plant Simon Hurley ink. And we're definitely going traditional with the red and green tonight. The card, sorry, that was my dog. He's playing with his squeaky toy. The card that I posted on the BrutusMonroe Facebook page today was like the opposite. It was like fluorescence. So I went from fluorescent to tradition today, traditional. Okay, again, I'm not too worried because a lot of this is going to be covered up. So let's take a look at our polka dots. I love that. I'm such a fan of polka dots anyway. I'm a sucker for them. Okay, so now we've got something to build on, right? Let me just wipe this off really quick. We don't want to lay anything in it. I'll just use a baby wipe really quick. There we go.
Gabby said Death by Chocolate is homemade chocolate cake.
Homemade chocolate cake, Death by Chocolate.
Pudding,
What was that?
chocolate pudding,
Chocolate pudding.
Cool Whip and crushed Heath bar,
Oh my goodness.
layered in a bowl.
That sounds delicious. All right, so let me just kind of see where we're at. Let's do this card first.
Move further to the right, Shannon.
That's fine. I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do for a sec. I'm going to change this over because this side's wet and this side's not. So we're going to get the green one done first. So the first thing I want to do is, well, I said that, but now I want to do this bow first. Let's do the bow first so that can be drying. So these pieces are all from our birthday. I showed you a little earlier, the birthday box die set. And we are using the one with the stitched lines around it.
Brother said these desserts are hard to resist, just like the doorbuster deals.
That's right. Desserts and doorbusters are hard to resist.
Candy said Happy Friday.
Hi, Candy. Happy Friday to you too. Okay, so I didn't even say what I was doing. Sorry. I'm just so happy to be with you guys. And you guys, you guys are pretty smart on your own. But I think I better tell you what I'm doing. It just makes sense. So with your bone folder or your crease tool, you want to use it. If you haven't ever used it before, the best way to describe it is like when you're using curling ribbon, that kind of pressure, only maybe even a little bit lighter, but you don't want to push super hard because you'll rip your die cut. But just kind of curl along on the piece that's going to have your loops. Okay? And then the next trick, this is probably the trickiest part of all, and it's really not too bad. So bear with me for a second. So we are just going to add some glue to the center.
Tina's made 2 orders, and she's planning on a 3rd. She got the $5 die we said, and others.
Oh, Tina, that's awesome. I know you can't pass up the deals.
She bought 3 gifts for crafty friends and treated herself to the flamingo embossing powder you love.
Oh, Tina, that's awesome. Think of me when you use it. I love that flamingo embossing powder. It's so pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry a little bit. It will not take long. Barely art glue for the win on that. And in fact, it's probably okay to just go ahead and do the next part. It's not quite dry, but it's dry enough that I think it'll stay there. Now, what I was trying to say about how come it's tricky is you don't want to push down because you don't want to crease. You don't want this to crease. You just want it to loop. So you don't want to put any pressure over here. You want to put all the pressure in the tips of your thumbs or whatever fingers you're using and the center. Okay? And that way you can keep the loop without having it crease, because that will make for a much prettier bow. So now I'm going to just put a little clothespin. I love these little crafty clothespins. So that can dry. And I'm going to give that a fair amount of time. And we'll just set that aside for a second. And for a minute, until I figure out what I'm doing next, I'm going to put that in there. Okay, so I've actually got one that's already done. I guess I could show that in a minute. I'll show that in a minute. Okay, the next thing I will show you is I cut out the whipped cream. This is what it looked like before. And I want to tell you, all I did with this is I used shimmer flakes. And I just used the glue and just went all along, and I just went like this and pushed them in really well so that they wouldn't flake off. Okay? But there's another thing that we are going to do that is kind of a fun way to use the shimmer flakes. So I just got a piece of paper and I just put I put the glue on and just kind of slid it around. Sorry, I got a big piece of tape there. I just kind of spread it across in a layer, and then I did the same thing with that and made sure everything was down really well. And then I got the snowflake die and used the snowflake die with the shimmer flakes already dried and on there. And that way I could use the shimmer flakes without, when you use the shimmer flakes, you can see on this that they kind of go out, which was fine for the whipped cream. But for something as precise as the snowflake, I wanted it to cut all the way through. And so doing it this way made it so that it cut through the flakes and the paper, and it I will show you what it looks like. So you can see that way you get a more precise snowflake. So that's what I did on the snowflake. And we'll just keep assembling pieces while that piece dries. This is probably pretty easy to figure out. You just need to add your little hollies to the leaves. And I love that the leaf is one big whole piece because it just makes it easier to put it all together. Give us a base to add on to. And I've got the rest of those already done. And then you've got your little candy cane. Same thing. Rather than having to piece little pieces, it's just easy. I love that there's an outline around it. So we'll just add those together. And just think, if you wanted to do something different, you could use glitter stock, would be really pretty. I've used that before. You can try all different kinds of things. Try some fun, untraditional colors too. That's always a fun way to get some new ideas. Okay, so let's put some details on this mug. So we've got that little piece of shine we need to put on there. And this one's already ready to go because we already did the ink on it. So we can go ahead and add our little teeny tiny
beautiful
reflection. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Kathy. I know, it's fun, huh? And it was really easy to do. And I'm all about the razzle dazzle at Christmas time. I really am. I love all of the shiny, pretty things. I've said it before on here, but I'll tell you again. One of my favorite things, I'm not like a super glitzy person, but at Christmas time, it brings out the glitz in me. And my favorite thing to collect for Christmas decorations.
Candy said you can't wait to play with these. She hasn't had a chance yet.
Oh, Candy, you will love them. My favorite thing to collect at Christmas time is I collect birds for my tree ornaments. And the gaudier, the better. I'm just telling you now. And so then I already put the tree together because I felt like that was pretty self-explanatory. We've got our green one. Let's do this one and then we'll do the rest of our bow. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the fake plant on our green mug, the same way that we did on our red mug. We'll just do it this way. It's just faster. I really probably should have done that before I put the little reflection thing on it, or highlight, I guess we'll just call it. I think I want it just a little bit darker, not too much darker, but just a little bit. All right, good enough. So we've got both of our mugs assembled. And now let's do our bow. So now that that's good and dry, we are going to add our center piece. Now, one thing that's fun to do with these, if you don't want to just curl the little ribbon center around it, you could just put a little button there. I've done that a million times and love that. It's one of my favorite little things to do. But you can put a jewel there, whatever floats your boat. And the other fun thing that you can do with this set is you can actually use the smaller bow on top of the bigger bow and get a multi-layered bow. It's a fun set, I'm telling you now. Okay, so just to be safe, because it just kind of depends on where you start your bow, but I like that we have plenty of length to work with, but I'm going to cut mine down to make sure it's not going to hang over on the other side because of where I started curling mine around. Now we'll just put that to dry. Okay, so I've got the red one pretty well done. So while that's drying, I'm going to use one of the little mini foam squares from Dermaweb and iCraft. And I'm going to try to get the paper off. There we go.
Sweater said I need to order this bow set now. I'm loving the 3D effect it has.
Oh, Sweater, you will not be sorry. This is one of my favorites. I love this die. I use a lot. So you can see how easy and how fun that was. And just putting that little bit of foam pops it up. And let's go on to, let's see. I think we're going to put this on the red one. And I think, so I already have put the ho 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 together with that sentiment. So let's put oh, you know what? Let's do this first. So we've got little marshmallows and big marshmallows. And you've got two pieces so that you can get a little bit more dimension. And if you really want to get fancier, you can do two different colors You know, if you wanted to use a slightly darker color, you would probably want to do that on the piece I'm about to glue right now, because that's the piece that shows the end and the outline.
And that was the intention.
Right. Darren's good at thinking these things through when he puts them together. Okay, so now what I want to do here is I'm putting the marshmallows down just a little bit, and they're going to be below the rim of the cup just because I didn't want them to be standing on top of the hot chocolate. And if they are, no big deal. I mean, this is kind of a fussy little detail, but if you want to just kind of add a little bit of fun, you can put them down a little lower. And then this piece I got when I cut out a brown mug so that I could have the hot chocolate. So this is that piece right there. So now I also have something to glue the marshmallows to. So what you want to do is you either need to do it this way where you kind of go up and under. See how that is? Or I think I might go the other direction. Let's try it this way. Yeah, I think I like that better. Well, it depends. It might not fit that way. Look and make sure that your die cut fits there. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. But see, I don't want those to be hanging out of the cup. So I'm going to tuck them under and then glue it, which we'll do on the white paper, or not the white paper, but the stenciled piece that we did. It'll be easier to put together that way. But for now, you can kind of see what we're going to do. And then we've got our little marshmallow friends that go on the side. So now, let's see. Let's put this together, and then we'll be ready to start assembling everything. So we've got our Merry Christmas. I think this is a really pretty sentiment. All right, so we're gonna fit that right in there, and you just kind of follow the lines and try to kind of stay even from the sides. It's really not too bad to try to line that up. So don't let that intimidate you. It goes on fairly easily. And then it's fairly intuitive. Let's see. Let me take this the little edges off. There we go. And we need our M. Let's do the M first. Has anybody started their Christmas shopping yet? Well, it sounds like Tina did because she was getting stuff on the Black Friday specials, or the doorbusters, I should say. I guess they're kind of the same. So I know you got started on that. I've done a little bit. I've done some stocking stuffers here and there. Have definitely a lot of ideas. Trying to get this one little piece. Well, we'll take it off after. I just have one little, there we go. I must have moved the die a little bit when I cut it out. And see how easy this is lining up? All right, so now we just need to do our Y, and we will have our last of those two done.
But I said, no, I'm so behind the Christmas shopping.
Who said that?
Sweater.
Sweater, I know, it's tricky sometimes. Some years are easier than others. When my boys were younger, I used to be done like in September, but now, not so much. There have been a couple of years I was really sweating till the end, but so I totally get it. Somehow we get it done though, don't we? Okay, so I'm going to do this for a second, and let's kind of lay out what we want to do on our cards. So we'll do Let me scooch that over. Oh, we probably, well, I think we could probably attach that now too. It'll give us one less thing to keep track of if we already have it attached. So we will just get that on there. Okay, so we've got both of our cards, or not, well, they're kind of cards, but they're really more of a treat topper. And we'll go this way. Is that how we want to do it?
Said, yep, it's all there Christmas morning. It's the magic of the holiday season, I guess.
That's right. I don't think this is what I had originally. Let me see. Oh, maybe it is. Let me try it with the green. Let me see which one I like better. You have to try out all the scenarios, right? You know how I am. Yeah, definitely this way. Okay. Maybe we'll do this on this one. Maybe we'll do it down at the bottom. We'll see. We just got to mess with it a little longer. We'll do this on this one. And we've got our snowflake for that guy. And our tree for this one. And somehow I've misplaced the hot chocolate with the marshmallows. How do I do that? I'm standing right here. I didn't go anywhere and I still...
Is it under the card?
Let's see if it's under this one. No. There it is. Okay. So we have our hot chocolate on this one. Our snowflake on that one. We'll do Merry Christmas on that one.
Can't see what you're doing.
Oh, let me move it over a little bit. I'm still just messing around anyway, but yeah, let's move it over. If we're gonna do that over there, we need to do the sentiment over here. No, I like the red. Okay. Darren's keeping me in line, guys. At least he's trying. I don't know if there's any hope. All right, maybe something like that. We'll see. Okay. And then this set is also, so this and this are from the Simply Sweet set that is on sale right now. So definitely go and take advantage of that. Okay, I'm not sure if we have that all the way how we're going to, but that's the basic idea. And then we'll do this one. I think we could put the candy cane on this one, or we could actually put the candy cane. Do we want the candy cane in? Yeah, it's kind of cute inside. And then we'll do our ho 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 over on this side. And maybe we'll do it this way on this one. So there's our basic idea. Let's just start assembling it now. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to put our cards onto the bases. And I still actually have the steam that we can add. I don't know if there would be steam on one with the whipped cream though. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. So this, you probably can't see me. Let me move a little bit. So this I would typically try to line up evenly so it's centered, but I'm okay with having it down a little bit because we're going to want to attach it to our hot chocolate. And so I may just start it down a little bit lower, and I think that works out just fine. Okay, So then let's do this whole one and then we'll do the red one. Let's put this guy about right. Maybe I'll move it up just a little bit. I feel like we had kind of a lot of room on the bottom, so let's kind of bring that up a little bit. And then I think we had it, I can't remember exactly where we had it. Let me put the mug on and we'll go from there. Now, if you wanted to, you could pop that up. The only reason why I'm hesitant is because of this little guy. So I either need to connect him on the back, but I think that we could try that. Let me see. Let's see if I can get it in there well enough that I feel like it works.
When it's at bedtime for the kids, you gotta go. I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product.
Thanks, Sweta. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, too. Okay, so, whoops. I'm going to put this guy on first because I do like him popped up. I think that this is one of those that needs to be popped up. So the only thing I want to make sure is that I didn't glue the top. I only glued the bottom so that I would have a little bit of wiggle room. To move things around. So we'll see how that goes. I think that will work. Might need to move it over just a little bit more. We do have a little room to manipulate that a little bit. So now I'm just going to put that right there so that we know that it's connected. That'll just kind of reinforce what we were trying to do there. And then see how much more fun that is when it pops out a little bit. We've got our little bow. We've got our sentiment, which I'm still debating on where, if I want it on the side, maybe the center for this one. I typically put something off to the side, but I'm not sure on this one yet. And we'll pop one of our little marshmallows up and leave the other one directly glued so it will look a little more layered. And then let's go ahead and put our snowflake on the cup. What's everybody doing this weekend? Anything fun? Shopping by chance? I know everywhere is just booming with doorbuster deals. Okay, and then we're going to do this one here. We could either do two there. Tina, that is awesome. This is the first Saturday in a while that I have not had something really demanding to do. So I'm hoping to get caught up on a few projects craft-wise. All right, I think that will work. So let's go ahead and I'm trying to decide if I want that right on the top. There's always this option. Move it around how you like it.
I like it on the corner.
You like it on the corner of the bottom or on the top? Like that?
No, the top was before.
It is the top now. All right, we'll go with that.
No, I just give my opinion.
Well, your opinion matters too.
To me. Kathy Tips loves us coming together.
Oh, thanks, Kathy. And we'll go ahead and peel off our backing. And then let's just stick these little guys behind. And again, if you want to kind of elevate your die cuts a little bit, you could grab just a little white gel pen and just give them a little bit of a shine.
Kathy made gnome ornaments today. Now just chilling watching you.
Oh, Kathy, that's so fun. Kathy makes the cutest gnomes. I think I've seen a gnome for almost every occasion. They're really fun. We've got a bunch of unique ones. All right. So now I think I'm trying to decide if we want to pop that up or not. Let's just stick one on and see if we like it better popped up. I don't. I think on this one, I would rather have it flat because I think that the attention is better used on the cup itself. So we'll kind of tuck that in right in there. And we're just about done with that one. I think we should put a couple of little enamel dots. You know how I love my enamel dots. Not sure I love them right there though. Let's put them over here. And maybe one more right in there.
Thank you.
Oh, you bet. Just telling the truth. You know, I'm wondering, now that I have put that bow there, if I would have been better off putting it somewhere else, but that's okay. This is where it is. So I'm just going to staple this. I'm all about making sure it functions. And I'm just going to put a little staple. Hopefully that's centered. And so there's our first one already done. Now we can just finish up our second one. Just a little bit. Get it as straight as I can. I'm not the best at that, but I at least need to make the effort to try, right?
Anne-Marie says hi.
Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you tonight? And we'll put this about right there. And we'll have to cut off the sides because I didn't trim this one down ahead of time. So looks like about maybe right there.
Says well, and you?
I'm doing well, thank you. All right, so we will attach this to our cup. I don't think you're even going to see the rim, but we know it's there, right? This is how my son would like his hot chocolate. Though he likes the marshmallows too. Right, Ben? Is he even in there? Darren?
He's here, but you can't hear nothing.
He's there, but he can't hear anything because he's on his phone. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay. So let's do... maybe we'll tuck that under a little bit. Oops. This glue is great, but if you get any on your fingers, it's pretty sticky. That's about right. Okay, so now get some foam squares on there. And let's glue our candy cane on there. I think I went lower than I need to. Let's see. Yeah, we don't need it. Well, no, that's about right. Not too far off. And let's just put this on there for now. Keep it in place while we're doing other stuff. And then let's put our ho ho ho. Do we want that at the top maybe this time? Let's do it on the top. And we can put some holly on this side. Do we want them both on that side? I kind of like that. Let's do that. Oh, I forgot to put the steam on our other one. We'll have to see if we still want to do that. We'll have to take that clothespin off in just a minute. Darren, make sure I take the clothespin off. Okay.
I'll remind you.
Thanks. That'd be embarrassing. What?
Your drink is a clothespin. I'm not sure how a clothespin will hold on to whipped cream anyway.
Yeah, it's holding the candy cane on there. I think it's probably okay to come off right now. Okay, and then we'll put our little bow on there. And we'll put one of our hollies on with glue and one on with a foam square again. And let's see if we can, where did I put that gel pen? I seriously just got it. You saw me with it. Do you guys see it? The gel pen?
Not an individual frame with that.
Oh, goodness. It's amazing to me how I can lose something that quickly. Well, maybe I have a second one up here. Let me look. That's what I was thinking, but I'm not seeing it. But I'm looking, like, trying to look fast. And sometimes that isn't helpful. I truly don't know what I did with that. That is crazy. Oh, there it is. Found it. Yay. Okay, so now we need to trim those edges off. And we'll just add our little dots, and I think we'll be, well, we still need to put it on our hot chocolate, but then we'll have it. So we can do red, or we can do, I think we'll do green on this one as well. The red is a little bit different red. What's that?
Don't forget to check your steam.
Oh, the steam, that's right, thanks. We'll have to see if we want that.
Tina said she's glad she's not the only one who loses stuff.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? You are definitely not the only person. Okay, I'm not liking that. It just needs to come down a little bit. Maybe we'll have one on either side of the border. I like that fine. Okay, so now we'll just add our little hot chocolate to this. Just kind of make sure we have it centered on there. And so now we've got our little hot chocolate goodies. So these are really fun. You could take them to your office or do whatever. What was that, honey?
Steam.
Oh, the steam. See, I just turned 50 and it's showing, I think. I think we might like the steam. What do you think?
Tina says adorable.
Oh, thanks, Tina. I think I like the steam. We're going to add the steam. Thank you for speaking up, Garen. We won't need it on this one, but we will do it on this one.
Yeah, you won't see the steam for whipped cream.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
You don't see steam anyway, but you know.
Right. Well, you sometimes do. If you want to get technical. All right, let's get this little guy on there.
Anne Marie said absolutely adorable.
Oh, thanks, Anne-Marie.
I think Benji needs to take these to his teacher.
That's a great idea. They would make a cute little teacher thank you. And okay, there we go. I think that's kind of out a little far. I have to stop myself from fussing too much because I tend to do that, but I think I can be okay with that. All right, let me go ahead and show you one more time. And I will go ahead and switch the view.
Over to the right.
Yep. All right. All right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Christmas is such a fun time to craft. It's probably my favorite time of year to craft because there's just so much of everything fun. And there's just that magic in the air. So I will have something new and different for next week. And I will see you then. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Bye.